Most men don't fail dramatically. They fail gradually, one small compromise at a time, one habit that seems harmless, then another, until one day they look up and realize the life they wanted is further away than when they started. Today, we're going through 10 habits that feel manageable in the short term, but are quietly compounding into something that will be very hard to recover from if you don't deal with them now. Some of these you'll recognize immediately. Others might surprise you.
Waking up without a plan isn't relaxing, it's dangerous. Because when your day has no direction, your day gets hijacked by whatever's loudest. Your phone, your feed, other people's priorities. That's why you can be busy all day and still feel like you got nothing done. A man without a plan isn't free. He's just being steered by everyone except himself. So before you sleep tonight, decide tomorrow's first move. Because the man who decides his morning controls his day.
Chasing comfort doesn't feel like a mistake. It feels like a reward. But every time you choose the easy option, you're voting for the same life you already have. Comfort doesn't build men. It preserves them exactly where they are. That's why years can pass and nothing changes. Not because life is unfair, but because comfort was always the quiet choice. So stop optimizing for how today feels and start optimizing for who you're becoming. Because comfort is the most expensive thing you'll ever choose for free. Cheap dopamine doesn't just waste your time. It rewires what your brain considers enough. Every scroll, every notification, every easy hit trains your mind to expect instant reward. So anything slow, anything hard, starts to feel unbearable. That's exactly why you can watch hours of content but can't sit with one real problem for 10 minutes. So cut the noise on purpose, because a mind that's used to silence is a mind that can finally think. Learning without executing feels like progress, but it's one of the easiest ways to lie to yourself. Every video, every book, every piece of advice gives you a small hit of "I'm doing something," while your actual life doesn't move an inch. Consumption was never the goal. It was supposed to be the warm-up. So stop collecting information like it's a trophy and start using it like it's a tool. Because knowledge you don't use is just weight you're carrying for nothing. Avoiding hard conversations doesn't keep the peace. It just delays the damage. Every time you stay silent to avoid discomfort, the problem doesn't disappear. It just grows roots. That's how resentment builds, how respect quietly leaves a relationship, how small issues turn into permanent ones. So say the uncomfortable thing while it's still small, because the conversation you keep avoiding is usually the one that would fix everything. You don't rise above your environment. You sink to meet it. If the people around you complain more than they build, settle more than they push, you will start to think that's just how life is. Not because you're weak, but because we absorb the standard of whoever we spend the most time with. So audit your circle without guilt, because one room full of low standards can quietly lower yours too. Overthinking feels responsible, but most of the time, it's just fear wearing a smarter outfit. While you're running the 5th scenario in your head, someone else is already on their 2nd attempt. Clarity was never going to arrive from more thinking. It shows up after you've already taken the first step. So stop waiting to feel ready, because action creates clarity that thinking never will. Neglecting your body doesn't show up immediately. That's exactly why it's dangerous. Every skipped workout, every bad meal, every short night of sleep feels like nothing on its own. Until one day, your energy, your focus, and your confidence all start running on empty at the same time. Your body isn't separate from your ambition. It's the engine running it. So train like your future self is depending on it. because no amount of discipline can outrun a body that's falling apart. Spending more than you earn doesn't feel reckless in the moment. It feels normal. Every small purchase, every upgrade you didn't need, every excuse to treat yourself quietly chips away at the one thing that actually buys you freedom: options. That's why some men work harder every year and still feel stuck in the same place. So spend like your future is watching, because real freedom isn't having more things, it's having less you owe. Most men don't quit at the start when it's exciting. They quit in the middle when it's boring and nothing's working yet. That middle stretch is exactly where most people give up, right before momentum was about to shift in their favor. The work doesn't get easier because you wait. It gets easier because you keep going long enough to get good at it. So stay one round longer than you want to, because the breakthrough is almost always hiding right behind the moment you wanted to quit. These 10 habits don't destroy you all at once. They destroy you quietly, one ordinary day at a time. So stop waiting for the dramatic wake-up call and start fixing the small things today. Because your future isn't built in the big moments. It's built in the habits nobody's watching. If you're actually ready to break the cycle, comment, "I'm ready."